Ξεκινάμε, πάρτε θέσεις. Hello everybody, we are starting now our international...
Please take seats, we are starting.
Ebru Timtik. Tamam arkadaşlar, herkese merhaba. Biz sempozyumumuzda hoş geldiniz. Herkes kulaklık alabilirsiniz. Ve başlıyoruz. Herkes aldı kulaklık. Okay. Okay. Tek. Okay. Okay.
Değerli meslektaşlar, değerli dostlar, yoldaşlar, merhaba. Halkın Avukatı Ebru Timtik anısına düzenlediğimiz uluslararası sempozyumumuzun ilkine hepiniz hoş geldiniz. ABD, Almanya, Bask ülkesi, Belçika, Filipinler, Filistin, Fransa, Hindistan, Katalonya, Türkiye ve Yunanistan'dan katılımcı tüm dostlarımıza, tüm meslektaşlarımıza davetimizi kabul ederek sempozyumumuza katıldıkları için teşekkür ediyoruz. Elbette bu davet yalnızca bizim davetimiz değildi. Bu davet asıl olarak Ebru'nun davetiydi. Bugün Ebru'nun çağrısıyla dünyanın dört bir yanından dostları, yoldaşları, meslektaşları olarak içinden geçtiğimiz bu zorlu süreçte egemen güçlerin halklara ve mesleğimize yönelik giderek artan saldırılarını, Ebru'nun bu saldırılara karşı yaşamını ortaya koyarak sürdürdüğü ve bize yol gösteren, umut olan adalet mücadelesini canı pahasına savunduğu ideallerini konuşmak için bir araya geldik. İçinden geçtiğimiz süreç, dünyanın değişik coğrafyalarında birçok tarihsel gelişmenin yaşandığı bir süreç. Dünya ölçeğinde emperyalist, kapitalist sistemin efendilerinin tek tek devletler düzeyinde ise siyasal iktidarların savaş, işgal, katliam dahil olmak üzere ekonomik, sosyal, siyasal, hukuksal her alanda halklara yönelik saldırılarını artırdıkları, koşulların halklar aleyhine giderek daha da ağırlaştığı bir süreç bu. Giderek daha da ağırlaştığı bir süreç bu. Giderek daha da ağırlaştığı.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, can you please ask the speaker to wait 1 minute so we can just translate what he said? It's all okay. Dear colleagues, dear friends, comrades, and hello. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to the first international symposium we are organizing in memory of the People's Lawyer Ebru Timtik. We would also like to thank all our fellow friends and colleagues from the USA, Germany, Basque Country, Belgium, Philippines, Palestine, France, India, Catalonia, Turkey, and Greece for accepting our invitation and participating in our symposium. Of course, this invitation was not only our invitation, as Ebru's friends, comrades, and colleagues from all over the world. We have come together to discuss the attacks of the dominating powers against the peoples and our profession, and the struggles for justice that Ebru waged against these attacks by putting her life on the line, which guides us and gives us hope, and the ideals she defended at the cost of her life, So I'll start from the beginning. Dear colleagues, dear friends, comrades, hello. First of all, hello. I would like to welcome you all to the first international symposium we are organizing in memory of the People's Lawyer Ebru Timtik. We would like to thank all our fellow friends and colleagues from the USA, Germany, Basque Country, Belgium, Philippines, Palestine, France, India, Catalonia, Turkey, and Greece for accepting our invitation and participating in our symposium. Of course, this invitation was not only our invitation, as Ebru's friends, comrades, and colleagues from all over the world, we have come together to discuss the attacks of the dominating powers against the peoples and our profession, against the people, and the struggle for justice that Ebru waged against these attacks by putting her life on the line, which guides us and gives us hope, and the ideals she defended at the cost of her life. We are going through a period in which many historical developments are taking place in different geographies of the world. This is a difficult time in which the masters of the imperialist capitalist system on a world scale and the political powers at the level of individual states, including war, occupation, massacre, increase their attacks against the peoples in every economic, social, political, and legal field, and the conditions are getting more and more severe against the peoples. Of course, we are not pessimistic. We are not hopeless at all. Because in spite of all this, we have a strong practice and experience of political social struggles that can lead to great social changes at any moment. From Europe to Latin America, from Asia to the Middle East, the struggles of workers, civil servants, farmers, immigrants, peoples under political and military oppression for the economic, social and political rights and freedoms, strikes, street demonstrations and resistance movements continue to shine as a beacon of hope in the darkness that hangs over the people. In the Middle East, the bloodiest and most complex geography of today's world, despite months of heavy attacks and brutal massacres carried out by the State of Israel, which is equipped with the most advanced technology and has one of the strongest armies in the world, without limiting itself to any law, any human moral value, the Palestinian resistance and many other examples continue to keep our hope alive. As dear Ebru said, only those who resist are hopeful. And we are hopeful because we are on the side of those who resist, and we continue to resist despite all kinds of challenges. We are certainly not hopeless. We are not pessimistic. We are just looking at the dark side of the moon and revealing this reality that we have recognized, witnessed, and gained knowledge of witness through our experiences. Today there is a fact that we all know the reason. When we look from the earth, we can always see the same face of the moon. Whatever we can see on the bright side of law on this side has been won by the oppressed, exploited, and persecuted peoples of the world through economic and political and social struggles that have been going on for thousands of years. Which we call struggle, which we call class struggle, and through hundreds of years of struggle for fundamental rights and freedom, and by having great fundamental rights and freedom, and by having paid great costs,
Bedeller ödenerek kazanılmıştır. Bunlar hukukun aydınlık
The
yüzünü
law, whose main purpose and characteristic since its emergence has been to protect the interests of the ruling class, has only had to recognize and incorporate these rights, freedoms and ideals, and to give them a legal shape. These are facts about the bright side of law. We know that the law, just like the moon, also has a dark side, and that this dark side is the real face of law, and that most importantly, we know that the law is not the only way to achieve justice. On the contrary, the biggest obstacle to this is the dark side of the law. This dark and real face of law comes from the fact that it is ultimately an instrument of class oppression and domination. Because the function of law is not to secure rights and freedoms, but to ensure the continuation of authority and class domination at the expense of the destruction of rights and freedoms. This is the true face of law. This is the true face of law. What exists in the dark dark and real face of the laws. There are the attacks against the peoples perpetrated by the ruling powers by using the law, making lawmaking power they hold in their hands, and the privilege of legitimate use of force granted to them by these laws. In short, by using the weapon of law more frequently and effectively than ever before. With anti-terrorism laws and other repressive laws, with the enemy law that they apply without hesitation and unlimitedly against those they see as enemies, and with all other means and methods, there are, and with all attacks on our rights, fundamental rights, freedoms that we gained through hundreds of years in this field of economic, political, and social rights. Today, the most important part of this attack is the various judicial projects imposed on the governments of new colonial countries, such as Turkey through institutions such as the World Bank and the IMF, multilateral conventions such as GATT, bilateral agreements, and through these projects, the efforts to redesign the law in these countries in accordance with their own interests, and to make the legal system of these countries in line with their own interests. With this new rule of law imposed by imperialism through institutions such as the World Bank, IMF conventions such as GATT and bilateral agreements, the field of law is being economized furthermore every day. With the collapse of social system and establishment of unipolar world, this economization is constantly changing the sphere of economic, social and political rights in favor of imperialist monopolies and against the laborers. One of the pillars of the change transformation effort is the effort to redesign, transform and reform the profession of lawyer in coordination with the change and the formation activities in the field of the law. The domination imperialist capitalist system, in parallel with its economization of the field of law, is turning and attempting to turn lawyering into pure commercial activity integrated into the economic system. The characteristics of being independent and the characteristics of being a rights defender are being eliminated each passing day. The profession of lawyer is gradually being professionalized within the capitalist system and being turned into ordinary profession for a fee. In other words, advocacy is being transformed from a defense of rights into a defense of the legal order. It is being deformed by being reduced to abstract defense of rights confined to legal framework, legal limits, the scope and framework of which are constantly narrowed to the detriment of the people. We have come together here today as lawyers defending rights and freedoms you see and know this dark side of the moon. The true nature of the law, and most importantly, who believe that it's our political, social, professional, and most important, responsible to fight against this dark side. Who is Ebru Timtik, whom we have come together with her call and in whose memory we are organizing this symposium. Of course, there are many things to say about her. However, the main thing we want all our colleagues and the peoples of the world to know about her is this. Ebru Timtik is a people's lawyer who lived for justice until her last breath, who demanded justice not only for herself, but for the people who fought for it until her last breath, and became immortal for justice. What makes Ebru the people's lawyer Ebru? Among millions of lawyers around the world, what gives her this identity is the millions of lawyers which gives her this identity being, and the struggle for justice and revolutionary lawyer practice that has been going on since 1989 under the roof of this bureau. Ebru, as being part of this great power, the People's Law Bureau and its revolutionary lawyer practice is one of the people's lawyers who has been at the forefront of the struggle for justice for the people until her last moment. In her last struggle, she put her life on the line, defended her demand for justice by putting her life on the line, and became immortal on the 238th day of the Death Fast resistance, which started on the 5th of April 2020 with the demand for a fair trial, while losing her life on the 27th of August 2020. Today, we will discuss the attacks of the imperialist capitalist system against the peoples of the world and our profession, the fight against these attacks, our experiences in this struggle, and our ideas on the means and the methods of struggle with our participants from the USA, Germany, Basque Country, Belgium, Philippines, France, India, Catalonia, Turkey, and Greece. In addition, as a result of the symposium, we aim to take the first step to join organization on the minimum basis that we can agree on. Now, I would like to give brief information about the symposium program. about the symposium program.
Konuşmamı sevgili Ebru'nun sözleriyle tamamlamak istiyorum. Herkesin bir enerjisi vardır. Ama o enerji eğer sen açığa çıkarsa vardır. Ama o enerji eğer sen
Everybody
açığa
has an
çıkarsa
energy, but if you don't make this energy available and cannot resist, only those who resist are hopeful. In the humanity who have resist and struggled, they have hope, and the humanity who expands. Our hope is firm. Our hope is, dear colleagues, firm and comrades. Again, dear colleagues, thank you for participating in this symposium. Again, thanks for participating, accepting the invitation of Ebru and being with us with the hope, energy, and with the struggle of Ebru. I salute you all. With the struggle of Ebru, I salute you all. With the struggle of Ebru, I salute you all. With the struggle of Ebru, I salute you all. The struggle of Ebru, I salute you all.
Thank you very much. Hello to all of you. You're welcome to the first international symposium in the honor and the memory of the people's lawyer Ebru Timtik. Yesterday we had the first day of our symposium, and the first day it was a commemoration in the memory and the honor of our honorable lawyer Ebru Timtik. Today we will continue our program with many topics and many lawyers that they are making advocacy for the people from all over the world. We unite them, and we came here to for sure give the honor to Ebru Timtik, but all together to unite and continue a struggle of all the oppressed peoples of the world, and also the struggle of Ebru Timtik and people's lawyers. That is really very important to mention, that the school of the revolutionary lawyers is something that they give hope to the people of the world, that they can find and unite and fight against imperialism and fascism and all collaborator states for justice, and they can sacrifice the people, like they can sacrifice themselves to give justice for all these people, because their life is very important to be a honorable life. As Ebru also said, that is very important, the justice is very important as the food, as the water. So in this way, we tell one more time, we are very happy that we organize here in Athens, University, the first international symposium in the memory of Ebru Timtik. We will start our sessions. We will have first the lawyer, Declan Owens. Declan is a lawyer from Ireland. He's from Haldon Society of Socialist Lawyers of Ireland. He will speak through Zoom, and he cannot come here, but will join us through Zoom. And after we will continue with Thomas Schmidt from Germany, that he is also waiting us in the Zoom. So we can pass the floor to Declan. So we can pass the floor to Declan. So we can pass the floor to Declan. So we can pass the floor to Declan.
Good morning, comrades. Thank you for the honor of speaking at your conference today. Thank you for the honor. I am sorry that I cannot be there in person. I am sorry that I cannot be there. I want to speak to you today in solidarity with my Kurdish comrades against Turkish oppression and the ongoing breaches of human rights. I represent the Haldane Society of Socialist Lawyers as co-chair, and the Socialist Lawyers Association of Ireland as their international officer. My comrades in both of these legal associations send their greetings and solidarity to you, the Kurdish people, and your political prisoners, including the inspirational Abdullah Öcalan. I have long admired his teachings on ecological justice, feminist liberation, and democratic confederalism. I speak to you from the Corrymeela Peace and Reconciliation Centre in the British occupied territories, in the 6 counties of the north of Ireland, where I am taking part in important environmental justice work with Irish comrades. We have been singing songs of solidarity to oppressed peoples in Palestine and around the world. As you know, there is a long history of British oppression of the Irish people, so our words and songs of solidarity should be heard by you loud and clear. It is in this spirit that I speak to you today. In recent years, I have been saddened and yet inspired by the life and death of my legal comrade, Ebru, in her hunger strike while in detention, protesting against a lack of fair trial guarantees, in her own case and the cases of others in Turkey. Her experience reminds me of the Irish Republican hero Bobby Sands, who was a member of the Provisional IRA. He also died on hunger strike while imprisoned in a British prison in the north of Ireland. Sands was sentenced to 14 years for firearms possession. He was the leader of the 1981 hunger strike, in which Irish Republican prisoners protested against the removal of special category status, which recognized members of the IRA as prisoners of war. During Sands' strike, he was elected to the British Parliament as a prisoners of war candidate. His death and those of 9 other hunger strikers was followed by a surge of IRA recruitment and activity. International media coverage brought attention to the hunger strikes and the Republican movement in general, attracting both praise and respect. Bobby Sands is an icon of the struggle for freedom, and I believe that this conference will solidify and internationalize the legacy of Ebru. Today, in light of the theme of the conference, I also want to give you a sense of the British persecution of lawyers in Ireland and how lawyers are continuing to challenge state impunity. I will also briefly reflect upon some of the lessons that can be learned and inspirations that can be revealed in our struggles for national self-determination and human rights during the ongoing occupations. I will speak about 2 lawyers murdered in the north of Ireland by British government-backed loyalist paramilitaries. They are Patrick Finucane and Rosemary Nelson, and I will speak about how they inspired me, as Ebru has inspired us all. In relation to Patrick Finucane, on the evening of the 12th of February 1989, gunmen burst into the North Belfast home of Patrick Finucane, a solicitor. He was having supper with his wife and 3 children. He was having supper with his wife. In their presence, he was brutally murdered. He was shot 14 times. Mrs. Finucane was injured by a ricocheting bullet which struck her on the ankle. This shocking and dreadful event still ranks, over 30 years later, as one of the most notorious of what we euphemistically call the Troubles. Mrs. Finucane and her children have waged a relentless campaign since Patrick's killing to have a proper investigation conducted into the circumstances in which he was murdered. His two sons have become human rights lawyers. His two youngest, John Finucane, now represents Sinn Féin as an abstentionist MP of the British Parliament. It became clear at an early stage that those responsible were British loyalist paramilitaries.